Hey everybody, it's Trags inside the place they call the Q here in Cleveland, Ohio. Quicken Loans Arena. The Celtics could not close out the Cleveland Cavaliers here in game number 6, 109-99. The Cavaliers and LeBron James stay alive. I'm joined by Nick Coit of ABC 6 in Providence. Nick, you spoke to me on Friday morning. And you said maybe there's a chance if they come out strong. We thought they'd come out strong. The Celtics did come out strong. 25-20. They led after the first quarter. Jaylen Brown, 15 points in that opening 12 minutes. What happened after that?
After that, I think the Cavaliers got it together. I think LeBron James obviously put together a LeBron James type of performance, a classic type of performance. And other guys around LeBron stepped up. You know, a guy like a George Hill came up big tonight. A guy like Jeff Green. I mean, where did Jeff Green come from? Why can't we get guys like that? The old Bob Lobel line, you know? I mean, that's sort of what happened there. And I think the Cavaliers made a conscious effort to attack in the paint too, and go to the hoop, and it showed, and it helped. And obviously the Celtics couldn't bounce back from a tough second quarter where they went cold shooting too, and
I think they settled.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right because Jason Tatum didn't really touch the ball again until he collided with Kevin Love in this game. Kevin Love leaves. Tatum didn't really touch the ball again until probably the second half much, and that's a guy that you relied on in your Game 5 victory. Didn't do much in Game 6.
So, Brad, not to cut you off there, Nick,
Yeah.
but Brad Stevens was asked about that point, whether or not after colliding with Kevin Love and Love doesn't return, if that affected Jason Tatum. And Brad said, no, he was fine. We checked with him on a constant basis, but that wasn't the reason the Celtics didn't go to him.
Right. I don't know.
I think it really affected the tempo of the game after the first quarter.
Sure, I'd say so. And they couldn't really find a rhythm. They really couldn't find a rhythm. And when you're in this hostile environment again, you're on the road. The Celtics have had their issues on the road. You try to recover and you try to bounce back from a big run. I know Brad Stevens talks about weathering the storm a lot, and the Celtics weathered the storm. They stayed in the game, and they started hitting some shots, especially in the fourth quarter. It was within striking distance. I mean, they cut into the deficit, but it just wasn't enough. They couldn't get over the top, and defensively, they couldn't slow down LeBron James, obviously, but the guys around him as well.
The 2 3-pointers that will stick out in everybody's minds. One with 2:23 left, and then about 40 seconds later, with about 100 seconds left in the game, LeBron hits one over Jason Tatum, falling out of bounds. Even Brad Stevens said, look, when he's hitting those shots, there's not a lot you can do except tip your hat and move on. 46 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. Now everybody wants to know about game number 7, and does LeBron have enough left in the tank, and are the Celtics going to be up to the task? Here's a stat for you, Nick. Okay. The Celtics are 37-0 when going up 2-0. That is on the line on Sunday night.
It is, but it's Game 7, and it's back at TD Garden, and this is why you want home court advantage, to play in front of your home crowd. These young players, we talked about the stats on Friday morning. The splits between these young players playing at home and playing on the road, there's a big gap there, especially with a guy like a Rozier. He averages about 6 points less on the road, so you get him at home. Obviously, he had a great performance in Game 6, but get him home, get Tatum home, get Brown home, and just being in front of your crowd, that's going to make a difference. Will it make a difference enough to slow down LeBron James, especially after the performance that he put together? We'll see. He did come up with that leg injury in the fourth quarter. Didn't slow him down late in the game, obviously, and didn't seem like it was enough to take him out of the game, according to him after the game. Will it be enough to slow him down in Game 7? I don't think so. I think he's going to put on a great performance. Again, I think it comes down to the Kings men. I think if guys like George Hill and Jeff Green are hitting shots, then the Cavaliers are going to have a chance at TD Garden. But being back home for the Celtics, I think, it gives them a great opportunity to go home and win this series in 7.
LeBron James, 46 points. It was just a pure epic performance. The Cavaliers stay alive. They outscored the Celtics 34-18. That was really the difference in this game. The Celtics got the the good start they wanted in that first quarter, but they couldn't sustain it till halftime. And then it was really all LeBron James after that. We'll have you covered on CLNS Media. CLNS.com. Of course, follow us on Twitter at Celtics CLNS, and also my own personal Twitter page at Trags, Trags. And again, people can follow you, Nick, how?
At Nick Coit, NickCoit.
All right, Nick, the Celtics will look to avoid making the wrong kind of history Sunday night in game number 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Cavaliers win it here in game 6 in Cleveland, 109-99. For Nick Coit, I'm Mike Petralia, CLNS Media.